Hello everyone! Okay, I have the Miyoko Schinner Homemade Vegan Pantry book, and today I'm going to try making a recipe. I'm going to try making her unchicken breasts. It's a breast of unchicken. I'm going to tell you I've made two recipes so far. I made the cream cheese, which I sort of botched. I left it a day too long in this warm weather. I'm going to redo that. I also made the sour cream. And I guess I will post that video, but I didn't totally love it. But I'll post it. You know, you guys can decide, try it for yourself if you like. You might love it. Anyway, this is the breast of unchicken, and it calls for wheat gluten, tofu, some well, actually it doesn't say rosemary, some chicken poultry seasoning, and I don't have that specifically, so I'm going to use some veggie chicken stock. I'm going to use some rosemary. It also calls for nutritional yeast, canola oil, water, onion powder, garlic powder, sea salt, and soy sauce. Now, I do not have the onion powder. I do have the garlic powder. Maybe I do have some onion. I think I have dried onions. Anyway, I have to tell you guys, this is almost exactly a recipe I wanted to try for myself, to make a version of faux meat using the wheat gluten and the tofu, because I figure that combination will work well. So here I am, officially going to try it with Miyoko's recipe, but it's something that I had been playing around with in my mind. I also have an idea in mind for, what do you call it, like a vegan corned beef. So that I haven't, it's been months, I haven't gotten around to trying it, but I'm going to try that as well. Anyway guys, let me get everything together. I'm going to get started. I should first say that I'm making half of the recipe, and I'll tell you what I put in there. So I put half a package of tofu, use regular medium or medium firm but not silken. I put half a cup of water, a quarter cup of canola oil, 2.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a tablespoon of garlic powder. I don't have the onion. I put a teaspoon of my chicken stock, my vegan chicken stock, and then I added half a teaspoon of rosemary powder. I put a teaspoon of sea salt, and now I'm going to mix it all up. But you know what I'm going to do before I do that, guys? I'm just going to actually put a couple dashes of, there we go. That looks like about, I'd say at least, that's maybe half a teaspoon. So once you have that together, you're going to mix. You're going to mix all your stuff. You can see it looks beautiful, creamy and smooth, but I'm going to just knock down the portions that are not quite incorporated and give it another spin. Smells delicious so far. Okay, so I'm just going to mix that up a little bit longer just to get all that combined. Okay, look how beautifully smooth that looks right now. Okay, so the next thing is to add the wheat gluten, and I'm adding about a cup, and I think I'm going to do, it says if you want it to be firmer, you can add a cup and a half, but if you want it a little firmer, you can add an extra quarter cup. Remember, I'm doing half of this recipe. So right now I'm starting with, I'm going to do 1.5 cups. Yeah, 1.5. Okay, so I'm just going to add 1.5 cups of the gluten. Okay, I didn't quite have 1.5 cups. I had about 1 and 2/3. No, sorry, 1 and I can't think, guys. 1 and, yeah, maybe 1 and 1/3 cup, something like that. Okay, so now you're supposed to mix this until it forms a ball. So I'm gonna just start that. Just trying to knock all that off. I wanted to incorporate the gluten so it doesn't just go flying. That was all the gluten I had, so. It's a good thing I didn't try to make the full recipe. Okay, so just hitting low, and you mix until it forms a ball. And if you can see that, it's already forming a ball. That's what it looks like, and I swear guys, it already smells like chicken. Okay, now the next step is to take the mixture and put it on a clean surface and roll it into a 3-inch long log. So I already started a little bit. No, not a 3-inch thick, not 3-inch long. And see, this is half the recipe, and this is going to give me a lot. So, I'll just do that there. That looks good to me. Right. And now that you have it rolled, it says pat each slice. Okay, you're going to slice it into 12 slices, or how many ever slices you're going to get from this. So I will slice, it says slice into 12. I'm just going to, this might be too small given that it's not the same recipe. It's only half, so maybe I'll try cutting them a bit thicker. Yeah, because essentially you're going to use this to pat the pieces into chicken breasts. So nothing else, I can always make chicken breasts that are not as big. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 pieces here, guys. And you're going to pat each slice with the palm of your hand until it is 5 or 6 inches long and 3 inches wide. I mean, ultimately, I'm gonna say that's good for one. So just about that. Now there is a recipe here for yuba, and yuba is the skin. And it comes from, you know, when you boil milk, and milk has that layer of thickness at the top. So you can make your own yuba using soy milk, but then you've got to crisp up the yuba once you've collected it in the oven. Or apparently stores sell the yuba, Asian stores. She's got an unturkey recipe that calls for yuba, which might be a little more, I can see maybe needing it more with that. See, this piece is pretty small. Maybe I'll add that with this piece. I'm not going to make the yuba. These are chicken breasts, and what I'll ultimately do is I can just put a coating on them if I want. So I'm not making the yuba. However, I wouldn't mind picking up some yuba from an Asian store just to see what that might be like. And then and I've also heard, you know, you could try maybe rice paper. There was a YouTuber who did a lot of recipes, Save On Foods. She was tragically murdered, I think at least 1.5 years ago, by an ex, and she had a recipe for that. So, I mean, for me it doesn't have to be so completely realistic with the chicken skin. However, it might be something interesting to try. Okay, so now I must have 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so the next step is to fry them up. I'll be back in a minute. Next, heat a non-stick pan on medium. So I've got some oil in here, and it's on medium, so it's warmed up. And you're basically just going to fry your pieces of chicken. 5 to 6 minutes on each side until they're golden brown. So I'm able to fit 4 in here right now. So stove is a little bit low, but I don't want to burn them. I mean, it's medium, but I guess I could have heated it longer. I just don't want to burn them. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I'm just turning. Okay, nice golden brown color. You're going to fry for another 5 minutes on the other side. I'll do it in batches, but when it comes to cooking all of them, because you have to let them simmer, maybe I'll see if I can fit them all on there in this pan. In fact, I'm going to put one more in here right now that I can fit. Okay, so that's what they look like, and I'll be back. Alright, this is what the pieces look like. And now you need to put them in the pan and cover them with water and cook for about 30 minutes. So I'm changing pans, so that I can fit them all in here. That way I can do this at one time, sorry. Okay, So there we go. See, I've got them aligned in the pan. Mix. Now you need, it says 4 to 6 cups of water, but basically enough to cover it. Okay, good. That looks good. And you need a tablespoon of soy sauce. So now I have this mushroom soy sauce here. Can you see that? I think that's the only soy sauce I have. So that's what I'll use. Let's mix it into the water. I think I might actually put a tiny bit more water. Okay, maybe that's good. Just want to make sure it's fully covered. And then you're going to, I think it says, cover and simmer for about 30 minutes. So I'll add a tiny bit more water. But that's what it looks like. So I'm going to simmer for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to taste it. I'm going to taste it as it is because it says at that point you can use it like for chicken salads, etc. But I'm also going to fry a piece up and put some coating on it and see how it tastes as like a piece of fried chicken. Okay, look at these guys. And they always firm up. I mean, they always expand. That's what I meant to say, sorry. So they're all cooked. I mean, this is cheap, guys. What, $2 meal? This is even half of the recipe. Yeah, and yet veganism is so expensive. Oops, I ripped that one. Okay, I'll fry that one up. All right, I'll be back. What you need to do now is take them out of the pan and let them cool. So I'm going to carefully do that. Got a plate here. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So this is what they look like. They're cool. And this was the one I broke. My mother came in and she said, oh, something smells good. She came over, she asked what it was. I told her this is vegan chicken. She made that face that I showed you in that other video. Like, ew, chicken? This is what they call chicken? Why do they call it chicken? I said, Mom, it's vegan chicken. Oh, yeah. Anyway, she wanted to taste it. So she got a knife and she tasted it. And she then proceeded to talk about all the things you could make with this. She said, oh, I could make this like on a bun, have it like a chicken sandwich. I could have it, saute it with some gravy. You could put it in a pan and fry it up, add some mushrooms. She proceeded to like think of all these things. I said, oh, okay, so 1 minute you were like, well, that's what they call chicken. And then she was like, oh, this is good. I can use this as a protein in dishes. That's what it looks like there, so it's cool. And there's lots of nice flavors in here. What I'm going to do, really tastes nice, guys. Actually, really nice. I'm going to coat a piece of this, put it in breadcrumbs, and try to fry it up. Like, like a piece of chicken. I just want to see what it will be like. Okay, I just put some flour, water, a little bit of salt. In the past, I've put mustard when I make my my dredge, but not today. So I'm just putting this into some breadcrumbs. You could put more flour, whatever. I just really want to I just want to see how it's going to turn out. All right, let me move you over to my skillet. Let's see how this is. Okay. Alright guys, I'm just going to fry this up and I'll be back. Okay, so there it is fried up. Normally I would not use breadcrumbs like that, but hey, I decided to do that. Normally I would sort of do a double batter dip kind of thing and fry them, but hey. I do think, and my mother was even interested in this, the idea of the yuba. So I might buy the yuba tomorrow and see about coating the rest of the pieces to kind of give that actual chicken skin kind of feel. My daughter said she would like it to be a little more chewy. So the one thing that Miyoko's recipe says is you can add more wheat gluten if you want that. She also says that these will firm up as they cool. Okay. That's really good like that. This would be delicious on a burger. It's really nice. I wonder if I should put this piece on a burger. I'm going to have a burger tonight. I was going to have a Gardein burger. But since I have this piece here, I might just use this on there. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, so here is my piece of Unchicken. I have my bun here with mayo, vegan mayo of course, the Vegenaise chipotle that I love, and I'm just going to put this right on the bottom. So almost the right size for this. Now I'm going to put some onion, tomato, okay, so a bit of mustard, and a bit of ketchup. I'm not going to put relish on this. Typically when I have a chicken burger I never put relish, so alright, so I'm just going to put that. And it has, like I said, the chipotle over there, and now I'm going to add my lettuce. Okay. I mean, it's a nice thick patty, as you can see. Oops. And guys, I have to say, this is delicious. The taste from this is like chicken. As you bite into this, with the exception of the texture being a little bit soft, the flavors are like chicken. This is literally me having a chicken burger right now. Alright, my mom will want to try one tomorrow. And I think I will leave this till tomorrow. I want to try the yuba. I'm going to try that on there and fry it up and see how I like it. And anyway, guys, so far amazing. Alright guys, look what I got. I got the bean curd sheet, otherwise known as yuba in Japanese, and by other names in other Asian cultures. But basically this is your tofu skin. And I already have an idea that I can't wait to try with it. But today I'm going to be making some skin for my the chicken I made. And I have the water, the what I cooked the gosh, the seitan in, my Unchicken, with a little bit of soy sauce in there. What else was in there? I forget. Maybe just it was just water and soy sauce. So what I'm gonna do, and I do apologize, I'm not measuring this. I'm just going to add some veggie chicken stock to this. That's maybe a tablespoon. Probably a tablespoon. You know what? That's a tablespoon and a half, I think. Because what you need to do, I'm going to soak the skins to let the skin get some flavor, so that I can then wrap it around the vegan chicken breast. So I just want to give it a poultry-ish flavor. Yeah, that's good. That's just like a chicken noodle soup sort of flavor. Then I'm going to obviously fry it up and stuff like that anyway. So just going to cut this now, guys. I'm not using all of it right now, but honestly, I can't wait to try this other recipe. So that's what it looks like. Kind of looks like a piece of cloth. It feels sort of rubbery. Looks like a kitchen kind of cloth. So I need to get part of this. Let me figure this out. Okay, I think I'll cut this. It comes in a big long sheet. You can't see all of it, but I'm gonna cut the bottom part right here. The bottom portion. And that hopefully is enough. I'm gonna do at least 2 pieces. I'm gonna try it. It's very thick. It's hard to tell, but it's honestly, it feels like you're holding like almost a damp kind of rubbery kind of cloth. This was $2.29, I think, at an Asian market. If I love this, and I'm already seeing recipes for like crispy, for skin, like you can like crisp it up, put it in salads, people can wrap meats with it, so I could come up with vegan options to wrap some stuff in there as well. And my other idea, anyway guys, I'm just for now going to be letting this soak. I'd say maybe 20 minutes. I want it to get softer so that I can then wrap it around my Unchicken. One last thing, I just added a teaspoon of rosemary, and I believe Miyoko's recipe, I didn't look at the book right now, calls for some olive oil. So I just put about a tablespoon of olive oil and a teaspoon of rosemary in this as well. And letting it soak. Alright guys, so it looks as though, just move this over, this one doesn't really get a lot softer. Now I did watch, while I was soaking this, I watched a video of Miyoko Schinner making hers, and this comes in two forms, dried and the kind of already fresh soft one that's in the refrigerator. So it looks as though the dried one seems thinner, and I did see it looked more brittle, so when that softens it looks like it's a lot more pliable. That said, we're gonna make this happen. So I've got just like a sort of a dredge here that I've got flour, some mustard, some cayenne, some garlic, just some flavor, and I'm gonna put flour as well. And I'm going to, these are a couple of the patties, these are the patties I made yesterday. So what I'm gonna do, I hope this works okay, because this has been soaking now like an hour. So I'm just going to take a piece. I'm going to, I hope I have enough. I hope I did enough. Maybe I have to angle it. Anyway, I'm going to figure out a way to wrap this. And guys, maybe that one will work right there. And I'll be right back. Okay, so remember, I'm trying this for the first time. So this one I've kind of folded over just like this, okay? And this one I basically just was able to put it all the way around. I think the other tofu skin looks like the better option. Alright, I'm going to get my stove heated up and I'm going to start this and see how it turns out. Guys, now that I know better, I would do this differently. I would get the other one that you have to soften. It really looks like it just becomes pliable. Or I would try rice paper, which is something I've been meaning to try. So essentially right now then, I mean this seems like it would be good for like a bigger turkey. However, this is something that Miyoko suggests. So I'm just, you're not seeing this all fully properly. But I put it in the flour. My hands are all messy. The dredge, and then back in the flour, and I'm going to see how this fries up. It's a bit weird because this is just like a sheet around it. Alright. Oh, I know, maybe you should deep fry this sucker. Okay, well, I might add more oil. So, flour. This is weird, guys. I think the rice paper would be a better option, but we'll see how this turns out. Flour, dredge. It's really a great dredge, I've gotta say. It's just such a weird, it's just so weird. And more flour. I think I'm gonna add more oil. In fact, you maybe don't even need the skin, but I wanted to try it, and it's okay. I have an idea for something else I want to try with the skin, which I hope turns out awesome. Awesomely! Alright. Weird, guys, but here we go. The next big piece. I'm going to add more oil. I will be back. And because I had enough of the dredge and flour, I just decided to try one plain. So I put the flour, the vegan egg mixture, then more flour on one of those, and the other two have the skins on there. So let's see how this is looking a little bit, guys. Certainly is feeling crispy. It probably would be perfect deep fried, but honestly I'm feeling this would be better with the other skin, or the rice paper that would be thinner, easier to just, more pliable. I think it would just go on properly. Okay, that's the one. As you can see, it's turned. It's crispy. I mean, that's certainly nice and crispy. I'll try turning this one over. Oh, I need something else to help me. Okay. I mean, look at that. Like, the consistency, I mean, it looks great if it would actually just hold it sort of in a nicer way, I think. Okay, I'll be back. Alright guys, here is the final product. The one that's a patty. I mean, that's sort of how it looks fried up. I mean, the skin on this looks great. I'm just not a fan of the specific shape. However, you know, maybe this would also be awesome on stuff like tofu, but whatever. I'm going to try a piece of each of these. I'll cut this one. Okay, so that's what it looks like. That's the skin on there. Hope it's not too hot. And it's good. Definitely gives a crunch. Could be a little more flavorful. I guess I didn't put enough cayenne in there. But you know, it certainly adds some nice texture to it. Let me just try the one I just fried up like that. I think it totally needs more. Did I put salt? I maybe didn't. Okay, so obviously this one looks like it holds a little bit better. I almost want to say I prefer this just the way that the batter hugs the actual patty a little more easily. I'm gonna let my daughter try this and I'll tell you which one she preferred. Alright, my daughter said she prefers the one with the thicker skin to it. My mom's not here, but I'll get her to try it. In any case, that's the tofu skin. If I do it again, I will get I'll get the dry one. I will reconstitute it because it looks like it's definitely more pliable, and you can just sort of wrap it around like a second skin as opposed to wrapping it around like a sheet. In any case, guys, there you go. Certainly comes up crispy and nice. Like, look at that. It looks really good. All right, that is all for now, and thank you for watching.